history isn't kind to men who play God.
It's Sunday morning on CBS, and here again is Jane Pauley.
James Bond is back. Daniel Craig stars in the soon-to-be-released No Time to Die, the latest film in the long-running franchise. Ben Mankiewicz spoke with Craig about his final turn as the famed British agent.
Daniel Craig's body of work is impressive.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
There's his signature role, James Bond, and more than 40 other movies over a 3-decade career on screen. But for the 53-year-old British actor, what matters most is what comes next.
I don't really look back. I don't really kind of spend my time looking over the movies I've done or even watching them.
One film, though, has stayed with him, Road to Perdition, made before Bond. This is the scene I wanted to watch with him, as Craig and Paul Newman go toe-to-toe in what proved to be Newman's last appearance in a feature film.
We lost a good man last night. You think it's funny? Try again.
I'd like to apologize.
I look back on it now, and I look back at it, and I just go, my goodness me, that was a moment when things changed for me. Not about my status or my recognition. Something within me went, I'm allowed to sit at this table.
My apologies.
19 years later, his seat is secure, and then some. Just before the pandemic, the Museum of Modern Art celebrated Craig's career with a retrospective of his work. I mean, as an artist, what does that feel like?
I'm a little bit bemused, to tell you the truth, because it genuinely feels like I started doing this yesterday.
Craig's mother, an art teacher, encouraged her son to follow his dream of becoming an actor. He started on the stage, but from an early age, he was drawn to the big screen.
I still feel these are slightly sacred places. I can never help myself. If I have a church, this is it. Because as a kid, you walked into a space and they were going to turn the lights out and something magic was going to happen.
You have no idea what goes on with me and Francis.
Over 30 years, Craig has demonstrated his range. He can be sensitive as artist Francis Bacon's lover in Love is the Devil, and both ruthless and charming in Layer Cake, the clever English crime drama that alerted producers he was capable of something much bigger. You're playing James Bond?
Apparently.
Wow.
Well.
Yeah, I did not realize that.
James Bond.
Playing Bond was a big step up for Craig.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not celebrating.
Just the year before, when he heard Steven Spielberg wanted him to play a member of an Israeli hit squad hunting terrorists in Munich, Craig didn't believe it.
Get a call. Steven Spielberg wants to meet you in Paris. Can you be on a train and be there this afternoon? I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm thinking, my friend who's telling me, it's not Steven Spielberg, it's Steven Spielman or someone. It's like some dodgy director and I'm like,
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah, most recently, he showed off what his Bond co-star Judi Dench calls Craig's wicked sense of humor in the black comedy Knives Out.
No.
Would you mind doing the rest of this interview in the Knives Out accent?
I doubt if I could. They want to do another one, and I'm terrified because it's going to take me as long to relearn the accent as it did last time.
Daniel Craig is comfortable saying no. After playing Bond in 4 movies, he said he was done after the last one, Spectre, from 2015. But he changed his mind, returning for No Time to Die, the 25th movie in the series. Business-wise, he's been good for the brand, bringing in nearly $3 billion worldwide at the box office. Still, when he was first offered 007, he said no.
I did, yeah. I did. I said I couldn't possibly do that.
But you changed your mind?
The general consensus was you'd be a fool not to.
But if he was going to take it, he wanted to play Bond his way, a darker and more sober 007 than the heavyweights who came before, men who insisted on their martinis shaken, not stirred.
When I got to a line in the script that said, when he ordered a vodka martini and the guy says shaken not stirred, and it said in the script, do I look like I give a I went, I'm in.
And when Craig is in, he's all in. Married to the actress Rachel Weisz, Craig acknowledges his total commitment to playing Bond can make him a bit miserable.
While I'm filming, I'm a nightmare because I'm sort of in this like tunnel vision of work, and I'm sure that's the character. You know, they talk about, do you take your work home with you? I think you always take your work home with you. It's very difficult not to when you're doing very long hours and you're working on something for so long. So there's that person's around. I think my wife kind of likes it when he leaves. So we finished filming back to kind of relative normality.
Bond began with Sean Connery. Next came George Lazenby for one movie, then Connery again, followed by Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and Craig. So who's next? Pierce Brosnan has suggested that whoever the next Bond is be a woman. Idris Elba's name has been floated. That would be he would be wonderful. He's a tremendous actor. James Bond is going to be played by someone else. Mm-hmm. You know, you'll watch the movie. Are you vested in that decision? Do you care?
I care it's someone good. I want them to be great. I mean, I think there's two things you know, they're sort of like, I think that we need to have better parts for women, and I don't think a woman playing James Bond is the right way. Let's write a brilliant part for a woman. I'm confident in its future, and I think whatever happens, whatever the casting goes, whatever happens to it, it's going to be okay.
Along the same lines, you're not James Bond, you're Daniel Craig, you're a talented actor. Is there one part of Bond relate to you? Do you drive recklessly so much so that your wife won't ride with you? Is there some little bit of Bond in you?
None of those things. I don't go.
Dagger in your shoe?
I don't go skydiving at the weekend.
You ever flown one of these things before?
Nope.
No skydiving. But for Daniel Craig, things are definitely looking up. As Bond and beyond.
And now that it's now come to an end, I've never tried to do jobs as a reaction to it. I think that's another thing. I sort of go and do something that's completely the opposite. I've just tried to continue doing the job, work with the people I want to work with, and do the work. So, you know, fingers crossed, I'm going to be able to do other things.
You know, Connery did 5, he left, then he came back, right? None? No chance?
No, we're good.
We're good?
We're good.
We're wrapped?
Yeah, we're wrapped. We're good. Yeah.